Welcome back, day 6 of 7, and I think all of you who have managed to write it out all the way through every single one. This one's a little bit late for those of you on the East Coast, so if you have to head out early, I totally understand. So replay will be available as soon as we finish, and it'll be available for you guys as long as you need access to it. Sometimes it's a little easier to find me on YouTube. So if this becomes difficult to find, just go over to my YouTube channel, which is KatsCreationsNMore on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe, and then every time I make a new video or upload a new video, you'll get notified that there's a new video for you to watch.
But this will be a replay on YouTube.
This will be a replay on YouTube. So if you're watching it tonight on YouTube, it was a Facebook Live, but it's a replay on YouTube. So tonight I'm going to teach you how to make a super simple fall lantern swag. So you will need a lantern. Obviously, if you purchase this from most of the vendors who sell lantern swags, you should be careful to include a disclaimer in your description that lantern is for display or prop purposes only and is not included in the sale of said lantern swag. I have had this one for a couple of years now. I bought it at Hobby Lobby. Every so often, Hobby Lobby will put their lanterns on sale at 50% off. So what you're going to want to do is look for one that has a little knob on the top, because that's how you're going to attach your lantern swag. Preferably, I like it if you can open it, because then if you want, you can adorn the inside with a bunch of fall stuff. Mine right now just has a fall flameless candle. Also, another disclaimer on your lantern swags: do not use with an actual candle or near open flame, because this stuff's all made with artificial greenery and floral, plastic pumpkins and stuff like that. We definitely don't want that to become a huge fire hazard. So make sure you include those two disclaimers in your description. Yep. So how are we doing?
We're doing good. We got Kathy, Audrey, Gail, Tracy, Sue, Kath, Jane, Daisy, Cynthia, Faith, Debbie Saltzman, Teresa Jackson, Ronnie, Daisy, Libby, Sandra, Lori, and Tina. Hi, all.
Hi, everyone. I'm like Gail. We were talking this in the last private. So this is what we taught the private group how to make, which is this amazing fall truck wreath hanger. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe the lantern is kind of in the way. So this is what we just finished making. So this is available in my Etsy shop. Comes with free shipping, so you can put it inside the house, you can put it on the outside in lieu of a wreath, and it should get you from fall all the way through the beginning part of Christmas, because we incorporated a lot of pine in it. So it's kind of a transitional wreath, fall to Christmas. So, okay, you guys ready to get started? So, this lantern I'm using, I want to say it's, I always have to measure. Let me.
At least 21 and a half.
I know the base.
The base is
6 inches?
6 by 6.
Yeah, it's a 6 by 6 base. And then the top is 18 inches. So from top to bottom, 18 inches, and then 6 by 6 square. So the one thing you have to make sure of is when you're deciding on where you're going to and when you're ready to fasten your lantern swag, is you want to make sure the handle is not going to be impeded. So make sure, like when you're ready to open your door for your candle, your lantern swag is completed or hung on a sign, like ours will be this way, so that we can still open the door if we want to add embellishments. We can still lift up the hanger if we want to carry it by the handle. And generally most lantern swag decor that you see should only occupy just 1/4 of your lantern swag. So in this case, we're going to be just working in the front. That way you can still see the sides, you can still see the back and have access in case you want to embellish those. So I'm actually going to push this to the side so that we can actually build it. Because there's no base per se, there's nothing that we're going to build upon. We're actually going to create it from everything that we add. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to lay down a general base. So knowing that my colors are more muted, like a darker orange, there's no real yellow, so I wanted to go with orange, a red orange, browns, some kind of like olive greens, and then obviously brown browns. These came from Hobby Lobby, so you can pick these up in the fall section, which are 40% off. And you'll want to start picking up your fall stuff now, because if you wait much longer, like we found out when we went to our Hobby Lobby, one of my favorite fall picks is already sold out. So they will not be restocking that, I don't believe. So what you want to do is gauge by the size of your lantern, how far do you want your lantern swag to come up and where do you want it to stop. So you obviously don't want it hanging on the ground, and it's okay if it kind of goes up and over and then sprays to the outside of the top. So I think I measured mine, and that's gonna pretty much be my high and low on the swag, which is right about 22 inches. So knowing that our lantern is 18 inches high, it gives us that extra space so that we can cascade it over. And then what you're gonna do is you're always going to leave basically a hand's width for all of your ribbon. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly start to build a base. So I'm doing brown leaves first, and I had kind of like sampled this just to kind of run through all of my colors. So I've grabbed daisies from the Dollar Tree. These are called hot bushes. And then we have mums in orange, and then mums in more of the red-orange color. So knowing that this is my base space, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and we're going to go ahead and start pulling these apart so that we can kind of place these where we want them to go, which is obviously, let's push that green up so it doesn't get all smushed at the bottom. Not too far, because then you just jettison that right off the side.
Well, Gal said hello again.
Hey!
Gal said beautiful, love the truck. Andrea said good evening everyone, glad I happened upon your live. Andrea.
Yeah, let us know if you're first time viewer as well.
Yep, if you're new, let us know what city and state you're from.
So you want to cut these as low as possible because we need all that stem length to build our base on. So you see I'm kind of like, generally what I do is 2/3 on the top. Can you guys see me? I feel like I'm hiding. 2/3 on top and then 1/3 on the bottom. So whatever you do on the top, you're gonna want to do on the bottom. So what I've done is I've kind of put my hops, I'm doing 3 on the top, just like that, 2 on the bottom. I think I'm gonna use that. You're just gonna kind of mix and match your colors. So I'm gonna take some of these orange daisies, and we're gonna do the same thing. And I'm just laying them. I like how they have the little spirals. So those are gonna add some really super cute character. Again, as far down on that pick as you possibly can get. And having wired floral is gonna be key, because that allows you to take them and bend them in a wide variety of different directions. So take this one.
Faith says she likes to be able to see the candle, that's why I gauge the length of her swags. But
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Whatever is your personal preference, go with that. There, again, really is no right or wrong way. You just don't want to have your lantern swag laying on the ground.
Yep.
So I'm going to do the same thing on the top.
Janet Cook said first time watcher from Kentucky.
Wow, thank you for joining us. Kind of, are you on Central or Eastern? I want to say it's Central.
Kentucky, I believe, is Central.
So it's 9 there-ish.
Kentucky.
I like this one.
No, I think she's Eastern.
It
I
could
think
be
she's
Eastern.
Yeah,
Could
she's
go
Eastern.
either way.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just keep coming in with more and more. Sometimes I like them to have the double bloom.
Yeah.
So I'm coming in with some different color.
Hi gals, just joining. All of you who said hi, I went and liked your little comment. So hello.
Okay.
Cheryl Wright said your crafting is beautiful. You're
Thank
the
you,
best.
Cheryl.
Alicia said hi from Alma, Georgia, I believe. Love watching you. I stay busy and hard to catch you on lives.
Well, hopefully this helps.
All your wreaths are absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh,
Like
Janet said Central Time, so she's
Central. Okay, so it's not that late. Good. I know. It was just that I already had my live planned for my private group, and I didn't want to go too early, and I didn't want to go obviously too late, and I didn't want to cancel. Let's go this way, so that can kind of hang this way. So again, keeping that rule of
Everybody said Kentucky should be on Eastern Time. Eastern
Why?
Time. That's probably like so
because
close.
it's kind of like
right there on the
over
border.
the side.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just break this pick down and use the whole thing. So this isn't bad considering that the floral, for the most part, has come from Dollar Tree. So that keeps our cost minimal. And let's add this one right in here.
Linda said hi, watching first time from Frisco, Texas. I've been watching some of your other videos. They are awesome.
Aw, thanks for joining. Okay, so I'm just taking some of my green and pushing it up.
Cindy said love your designs. Pat Reed said hi from Central Oregon. Hi Pat.
Hi Pat, thanks for joining us.
Sheila said I am from Kentucky also. We are Central Time. Yep.
Okay. So my whole goal is to get my greenery pulled up, like, because where it's going to be covered by ribbon, I don't want to have like just a ton of leaves built in here. So what I'm going to do is you're going to see me from time to time add additional zip ties. So for now, I am just going to, and this is probably the most I've crammed in a zip tie, because normally I start off with my base, zip tie, then add in a couple florals, zip tie. So I am actually going to go pretty high up here, and I'm going to zip tie all those together.
And Daisy, no, this is not a regular time on Sunday. Sundays normally she does her private groups, but because she's doing her 7 days of lives, this is her 6th day, and we had to do it a little after the private group, so that's why we're on a little bit late. Apologies on the East Coast gals.
So same thing. So this is the base that we're building. So this base becomes built out of the floral
Picks.
that you're putting together. So now I'm going to come back in and I'm going to lay in some of these daisies, kind of pushing the greenery back up. So let's just break this whole pick apart. And this is why you need that length that I was saying, oh, save all the length that you can, because you want to try to stretch it to allow you to go uppers or lowers, and you can always trim them down, right?
Yeah.
And then you can get really super creative if you want to weave them together and kind of put different color combos together.
Okay, I don't get that.
What?
And there's a couple states that are like that. She says part of Florida is Central Time and part is Eastern Time, right?
Maybe it's the panhandle part.
It is. One state though should just be one time. I mean, what if you lived in a town where literally
I know.
one side is Central and one side is Eastern?
And I guess it could be, right?
Yeah.
It could most definitely do that.
And then Bev Orndorff said the same thing. Indiana's the same way. Some parts are Eastern, some parts are Central.
Wow. Okay. So I'm just taking advantage of all the different types of stuff. And you can mix and match. They can just lay next to one another. You can rearrange your floral as you see fit.
Daisy said, did you previously secure the flower heads before the zip tie?
No. I just had them all laying.
She just did the
Tops
base
and
with the zip
bottoms.
tie. She did the bases and the base.
Yeah,
text.
all right here.
Yep.
So like I can literally pick up the whole thing and we're good. And that's exactly what you want to have. I know it kind of totally is like, wait, where's the base? Isn't there something you need to attach that to? No, not at all. The zip tie is just holding the bunches all together.
Yep. So Stephanie said, absolutely love the door hanger. Sorry I missed it live. Definitely watch it on YouTube. That one she made in her private group,
Yeah,
so
it's
that
my
one will
private
not.
group.
That one will not be on YouTube. So
No.
that's one of the huge blessings and it's awesome about being in her private group. Is she makes some custom things that just for the private group.
Yeah, this was, I think somebody had said, when are you going to do a door hanger? And I was like, we can do a door hanger. I just didn't know you guys wanted to do door hanger.
Yep.
So yeah, we've taught, and that's the beauty of the private group. But you guys can join at any time. And you can still go back and get all the live tutorials I've done from the very beginning.
No problem, Faith. Hope you get some sleep. Tracy said I'm just baking cookies for work for a bake sale, so glad you're still on.
Very cool.
Yep.
I can keep you entertained while you're baking. Send me some cookies.
Yep.
That would keep my energy level pretty high. So I'm going a little higher with some of like the hot bushes because they have a little bit of a higher, you know, everything is kind of pushed up to the top like this. So you can come in and you're just going to add those little touches where you want. Don't really have to do so much to the bottom. Oops, did the same thing. Pushed it all the way off.
Stephanie, but that's one good thing about joining a private group is $17 a month, and you get a lot of really cool, fun designs.
I'm like trying to think how many
It's a great
designs we
group.
have. I lost count. I think at 65 is design. So we did the 3D pumpkin. What else did we do?
All sorts of different ones.
Yeah, just crazy stuff. A lot of new stuff that we find. But we're going to be doing a new design on Friday, our next Friday live. I already got the design for that. I just haven't put any thought into the, what am I going to teach my private group on Sunday? So I'm going to have to like tap in to some of those resources in my design book. Things that I'm like, ooh, that's would be fun to make. So now what I'm doing is I'm going up. I'm always keeping my zip ties in the same general spot, a little bit above, to secure all the ones that I was adding up in here. And all this stuff's going to get covered by ribbon and additional floral. And I think I'm okay with that. I'm kind of looking at how many different pieces. I think I'm okay with that one. Maybe we'll add another. Wow, I can't believe how wide these tags are to have to pull off. Plus, private group, they get all the materials list. So where I bought it, what all the SKU numbers are, item numbers. So they can actually just sit back and watch the tutorial and know that, you know, I try to get it in there with like 24 to 48 hours and post. Here's where I got everything. Here's how you can order that. So that's a definite perk. So I'm going to do the same thing.
Penelope said, hi from Ohio. I'm loving your week of tutorials.
I know. Everyone's like, what are you going to do? We're going to like go through a serious withdrawals when you're not on anymore. So who knows?
Kay asked what size are the zip ties you're using. Those are 8-inch.
These are 8. So the 8-inch ones, and do them in black. Don't do them in white because then you can see them a little bit more through there. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to actually, I don't even know now. This is so huge. I might be breaking this down because now it's like monster pick.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Carla said hello from Detroit. Hi, Carla.
we'll move that pick over. So I'm gonna take these super soft little rusty colored pine cones. Again, these came from Hobby Lobby. So you can use them as one. I had them. This is what I did before. And what I was doing was kind of pulled all my floral through. Just so that you had some different textures. Kind of like that. So I'm leaving the pick in per se. And then it's just giving it some of those brown tones. I can probably take that down to right there. And then we'll do the same for the other side.
Mike Zahn said hello, sis. Cannonball marathon classes.
Cannonball marathon. That's what it feels like. Cannonball. So it's my brother's birthday, Mike. So if you guys all want to wish him a happy birthday, that would be amazing. Because he just popped in. He started his Facebook lives now for his photography classes. Because he's super talented and amazing.
And Evie's awesome. She said, plus the people in the private group are awesome and so supportive of each other. Overall, it is a great group to join.
It really is.
It really is. Because if people are short on
supplies like
3D pumpkin
Wreath
supplies,
frames,
yeah, they'll...
That was the huge one this year.
Yep, certain private group members will ship them to other people. So it's a really, really great group.
Yep, or they're like, okay, what do you need? I need this sign. Someone needs to find this sign. And it's like you have a network of people spread out all over. I'm trying to think. Besides the whole United States, we have a little bit in Canada. I think that's pretty much it. So before I do this, I might want to tackle some little picks. What do you guys think so far of the colors? Do you guys love that autumn vibe?
Yeah.
So far.
So far.
So far. Okay, I'm gonna.
A lot of gals are wishing Mike happy birthday.
Good. He's like, thanks, thanks, thanks. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, he turns 53. I know, that's scary, huh? So let's tuck some acorns in here for some fun texture. So again, we're trying to leave them as long as possible. And we can weave those in between your floral.
But you'll still have to zip tie them down.
Yes, you'll still have to zip tie them down. Yep. So that's why we're trying to keep our our picks as long as possible. Or I'll show you another tip too, where you're like, well, what do I do if my pick isn't long enough? We'll show you some tools that you can use for that. Like I might incorporate some of these fun fall Pip Berries in here too.
Oh, Kathy Fox said, happy birthday, Mike. Love your photography. So some of the gals have gone to check him out.
Yes, he's a very talented vintage photographer who does World War II, 1940s, and the old Hollywood glamour. So definitely loving that. So we're pulling out, I'm just like pulling out all the things that I want to save in this pick, like the little Pip Berries that we'll incorporate. Let's see. Can we break this down? Because I don't want, it's so jumbo. Let's pull it.
Yeah, she's still doing, Kat's still doing tutorials.
We're doing this one, right?
Yeah. She just asked, you're not doing tutorials anymore. Yeah, you are. She is.
Oh, yeah.
She's just doing a week-long, kind of a celebration, a week-long set of tutorials.
A marathon.
Yep.
I think we were challenged to do that a while ago. Like, somebody wanted like 30 days, and I was like, that's a little too much.
Teresa Allen said, I have always loved the autumn colors.
See, same here.
Yep.
So,
Stephanie.
I am just defragmenting.
Yep, Stephanie said, love the fall colors. I'm so ready for summer to be over. So are we.
We hate it. We live in the desert. So we're like summer hibernators. So So I'm just pulling all this stuff apart because obviously some of these maple leaves are a little too big. That's way too big for an acorn. So we might take some of these berries. So these will get incorporated more. Let's see, that one's all done. We need to add a couple more acorns. And these ones are all super short. So these are gonna have to be built in after we get the bow in to the bottom.
Santa said, what did you tie your rail with the door?
What
So
do
it's
you
tied
mean?
onto a screw, but she used twine as the tie.
I'm trying to keep that whole rustic country vibe thing going on.
Mary Peterson loves it when your cat comes to visit while you're working because you could hear Boba earlier.
Oh, I know.
Or your pets.
Normally he runs around like a psychotic man. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of glue on my acorn and I'm just going to kind of stick this in the midst of all of my floral so that I can have these little pieces of acorns that are way too small. Like there's no way I can get this to come all the way down to where I need it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take off this excess. Let me do it over here.
Teresa said, love your hair up. It is really cute.
Thanks. We were trying to like, what did it? We did a real quick change thing.
Yeah,
like,
you're trying to change it up.
We changed the whole background, changed the color of my apron, changed all the embellishments so that if we had private group people joining us, they'd be like, oh, look, she changed. She's not wearing the same stuff.
Sue said Oklahoma's still having 90-degree weather. So are we. So are we. But they're humid out there. But they're humid out there, so.
Yeah, they are. So I'm going to do the same thing.
Hi, Melanie. And then Audrey's rubbing it in. She's all, here in Tualatin, we're getting rain.
Yeah, whatever. I so love the rain. I need to just move someplace where it just rains.
Kat would love to move up there.
I really would. Yeah. I need to be where there's cooler temperatures and everything else. So let me go ahead and just take my zip tie. Now let me go ahead and add these into the mix. And I'll show you what it looks like once we finish. So I'm going to put this one right in the center. So this now becomes our base, which, watch when we get done, you're going to just, you'll be amazed. I'm going to save all the last little bit of embellishment. So this is basically what we're looking at. And we will be fluffing and bending and rearranging this, but this is the height that we're looking at. So if you were to look at it, this is basically what we've created. So super simple little base. So let's create our bow. It's going to go right smack in the middle. Remember, hand's length. So if you're ever unsure, just keep checking and make sure you've got hand's length or hand's width for your ribbon. Or yeah, exactly where the ribbon's going to go. Okay, so these are all my color ribbons. So I picked this olive green, which came from Hobby Lobby this year. A little bit of fall plaid. This was Craft Outlet. Pumpkin ribbon because it's fall. The rust colored orange because we're going a little deeper and darker. We're going to add some fall leaves. So Craft Outlet, Craft Outlet, Craft Outlet, Hobby Lobby. The fall leaves came from Gordon's, which is in Louisiana, I believe. We're going to add in some of the sheer rust colored Craft Outlet, and then finally we're going to top this off with a little bit of it's like sheared, it like changes the colors. And this came from Joann's 2 years ago. So we are going to make our bow with all of these ribbons. So these are what's called a funky bow. So what you're going to see is a bunch of different loop lengths. So I might go long loop, short loop, long tail, short tail. It's because when we put them all together and start to fluff, you're going to have a bunch of different lengths. And we'll be trimming as we, once we finish it. You might want your tails a little longer, a little shorter. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to start with the solid green.
Mary said, not so long ago, a set of lanterns on sale at the entrance doors of Michael's. Anxious to see the finished product.
Yeah, Michael's did. Michael's, didn't they do a buy one, get one free?
Something like that, yeah.
So you're going to love this because it has so many purposes. So, dovetail cut. So take your wired edges, bring them together, and you're going to cut from the fold to the point of our wire, and then that gives you the finished look, or dovetail, ducktail, whatever you want it to be. And like I said, this is where you'll be like, well, so what size tail did you put? It's just break yourself from the habit of measuring. Do whatever you want. You can have big loops, short loops, long tails, short tails. That's why it's called the funky bow. It doesn't really have any rhyme or reason to it.
Like candy. Doesn't need a rhyme or a reason.
Why? Isn't that a Willy Wonka thing?
Yes.
Isn't that what he told Charlie?
Yeah.
It's like candy. Doesn't have a reason. Doesn't need a reason. Okay, now we'll come in with our pumpkin colored ribbon. And I'm just mixing and matching colors, textures, trying to keep them all in the same palette for fall, knowing that I'm going to come in and add some little pumpkins to the mix. Is going to make it super cute. So this ribbon is kind of folding. So, and I like making funky bows because I don't have to be precise on anything, on my measurements, on nothing. What are you looking at?
Oh, one of the gals just said you're a little fuzzy tonight, so I just looked and see if maybe something was on the
Wi-Fi connection. That's usually what happens is when the Wi-Fi kind of gets but we're wired directly in.
Yes, we are. We're not even on Wi-Fi. We're directly wired into our router. So.
Exactly. That's how you can kind of prevent some of that stuff from happening. So this is a really pretty sheer. I like this color. This one's going to add more sparkle in the bow. The one that we did on the back, we kind of kept the tones a little bit muted.
Yeah. A couple of gals said, yeah, great choice of ribbons, gorgeous ribbon choices.
Need some sparkle.
Daisy asked, I'm assuming this is what she asked, do you prefer putting pins or rubber banding on the ribbon?
It depends. Because, and I'm sure you guys have seen me do that, sometimes I'll rubber band them, sometimes I'll pin them. It depends on how hard it is to get a pin in. If the pin's too hard to go in, then you have to go rubber band. Some of the thicker painted ribbon is really challenging to try to get a pin in. So like this one, you could probably get a pin in it. But sometimes when you go to pin it, the pin point comes out, and that's the last thing you want to do is reach in and grab that.
I think you prefer a pin though, right? You prefer a pin
I prefer pins over rubber bands, but sometimes I have to settle for the rubber band. So you can see that we're kind of doing loops and tails, different ways, different lengths. Let's add a solid orange.
Hi Karen. Hi Dawn. Hi gals just joining.
And I think I'm slowly migrating, so that's why you see some with a lot of rubber bands now. Oh, let's go that one. We'll go little loops.
Yeah, a lot of other gals said it's clear here. Missy said finally able to get on, better late than never. Hi Missy.
Oh, welcome.
Evie said clear for me, have you on my TV. It's so much easier to see everything.
I swear I want to watch that. That's what I need to start doing.
Right.
But we're so mobile, like trained. Like that's just how we get into the habit of doing things.
There is a way with our smartphones, I know Mike does it too, that we can actually just move the screen from our phone to the TV.
What?
Yep.
Okay, that's beyond my level of tech expertise. So I would just be like, okay, great, come and hook that up for me. right?
Yep.
So now we'll come in with our fall leaves. I'm gonna love this ribbon so much. So all that space in between is gonna get filled with a giant bow. So I'll kind of go a little longer here. And a little longer loops. And I'm just kind of toggling back and forth. Put loop on one side, loop on the other.
Hey Cindy, if you're asking where she purchased the truck, if you're asking about the truck's sign, the door on the door hanger, it's from Doors Wood Ideas on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook, not Etsy.
Right, DORE''S, Doors Wood Ideas. There is another little door back on the countertop we got from Target though.
The truck?
Yeah, I put it back there.
Oh, the truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just add, because I want to break up those two, because I think it's going to be kind of crazy, so I'm going to kind of come back in with a little bit of the green. Let me add this one first, and then we'll add the green, because it might just be way too much plaid ribbon, and sometimes you just need to tone it down in between.
Yep.
So we'll do this.
Yeah, Mike in City said the same thing. It's called Cat. You should be able to just move the video from your phone to your TV. He said he just did it to watch one of his videos.
That's crazy. That's
Marcelle, I don't think we can hook up Alexa to our TV, but we haven't tried it. It'd be interesting.
We seriously haven't. Like, and there's literally just enough.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So sometimes it's perfect. Funky bows are the perfect bow to use all of those leftover pieces of ribbon that you have. It's like, it's not enough to do anything else with except to squeeze in a little bow here and there.
Melanie, this is one of Kat's favorite lanterns. She's used it for a long time in several different videos.
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, she got it from Hobby Lobby.
Yep. That's exactly where I got it from. Hobby Lobby.
We need to get a black one now, right?
We had a black one. We sometimes think that got pilfered by our youngest for her Halloween.
Yeah.
She's going to be having a Halloween party, so I think that kind of sprouted legs and left.
Yep.
Because I had it, because I was telling Steve, where's the black lantern? He's like, there is no black lantern. I'm like, yes, there is. So.
And obviously we make sure we always get it when it's 40 or 50% off.
Yes. So if you walk into Hobby Lobby tomorrow and look at their lanterns and they're not on sale, generally the week after. It's like the ribbon and deco mesh. Usually they'll put them on sale.
Oh,
Final
yes.
one.
Thank you, Karen. A reminder, she said spreading the love. So make sure, because it's on the public group,
Oh yeah.
to like and share our page. We'd appreciate it.
Makes it easier to find when you're like, okay, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy some really inexpensive florals and I'm going to make that. I've even taken this technique and made it for my candle sconces, even adding funky bows to the bottom. You can do it to the outside. That'll be something new we're doing this year, is we finally have lights, like little, what do you call them? They're like lanterns kind of things on the side of our garage door now. So before we didn't have lights, so I wasn't able to add a lot of decor to that.
Yep.
So,
We put them in just before the summertime, right?
yeah, Isaiah did it for us.
Isaiah and I did.
Isaiah and Steve. Okay, so look, that's going to be a crazy thick, big, full bow, but it's going to look amazing. So now we are going to pipe cleaner, bend it in half. We're going to take all that bow, all that ribbon. I think it's like 8 layers of ribbon.
So they're just our porch lights, but this house didn't have. Oh geez, This house didn't have porch lights on either side of the garage, so we put them in before summertime.
There is a little bit of a nub on my pipe cleaner, or my zip tie, and I wanted to take it off. So now we're going to take this, and we are going to...
But yes, we will be putting sconces on them.
Yes.
For fall and for Christmas, definitely.
Probably we'll wind up going out there one day and we'll be like, hey, didn't we have sconces up on our porch? Yep. Not no more. Okay, I kind of wanted the bottom one, the longer ones, to hang off the bottom. So let me flip that around. So it's like this. And I'm just taking this and just twisting this around my base. Just like so. And then now we're going to fluff, just like we always do. So you have to get to the bottom first, which is the green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing that we normally do on our ribbon, which is you're going to pull one direction, the other, and I'm just going to start at the top. So now I'm going to take this one, pull it over here. So I'm pulling them on opposite direction, opposite sides. So back over here. And then I'm just seesawing them back and forth. Here. There we go. There we go. Like so. Okay, this needs to go in this direction.
Okay, if it's freezing up, just try to log out and log back in.
So there's that. Now I'm going to flip it over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Preferably opposite colors. So trying to find, I did a green tail here. So on the bottom, I'm doing green lope and green tail. And then that should pretty much set the standard for everything else. So we're going to go this side. And then
okay, it's above the door rail. So you could use as a door rail or lantern swag.
What, this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't even gotten a chance to talk to you guys about that yet. Okay, so let's go this direction. Actually, let me move, because I'm looking at my tails, making sure they're going in the opposites. So I have this one out this side. We have a tail here and a loop there, so we're going to go opposite. And then we have obviously a tail here, so we're going to go different direction for that. And then we have our tail here, so we're going to pull a loop here and our tail here. And then this is where you will start to manage your tails. If they're too long, like this one to me seems a tad too long for it being so close to the top, you're going to come in and you're going to trim those. And I'll do the same. Like the green seems a touch long. There we go. Okay. Go just a little bit shorter on this one. Not much, just a little bit. Because these are my downs.
Okay, so this will be 2/3 and a third. You'll see once you put that on. 2/3 will be basically towards the bottom, and the third will be on the top.
You can look like this is my bottom, this is my top. Right. So obviously some of my, and I just cut my ribbon the wrong way because I made it have a dovetail here, can't have a dovetail there. That's what happens when you don't cut your ribbon the correct way. So just taking them and doing this will put those super nice arcs in your ribbon. Let me move all this stuff so you can see. Yeeks. So now really quick, what does this look like to you?
Yeah, it looks like a door wrap.
No, not a door wrap. What does this look like? Just this.
You mean like a centerpiece?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the different looks you can get from your lantern swag. You can pull the lantern swag off and just have it as a centerpiece. This can be a table runner for your holiday table. So think about that. It's not just a lantern swag. You can undo it off your lantern swag. You just tuck the wires under and then refluff your bows to where you had, you know, you're covering up the whole side and you have a centerpiece. Or, like Steve mentioned, you can, I'm like looking, going, okay, which side was my up and which side was my down?
I think your down was actually on the top.
This is down?
Yeah, I think so.
No, this is my down. Because this is all my filler.
Gotcha.
And I put a pine cone there to remember. So you can use this and attach this on a door pillar. You can totally do that.
Or a pillar, on a pillar, yeah, on the outside.
Like,
right?
yeah, even on the outside, you would just attach it the way I'm going to show you that we're going to attach it to the lantern swag. But if you have, like, we have these columns in our house where a wreath would definitely be too big to fit, but you can make little column swags for it and just hang that perfectly on a place. So keep in mind that when you're building a lantern swag, you're doing multi-purpose type of deal. So let me go ahead and...
Right, other gals are thinking too. Teresa said that would look nice on a sofa table.
Yes.
Like the sofa table behind a couch.
Exactly.
Carolyn said that would be pretty in a window box.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to affix wire to the swag so that we can attach it to our lantern. And I use a heavier gauge wire. Number one, because it's easier for the customer to twist on. It's thicker. So all they're going to do is a couple twists and then they're going to fluff their flowers around that. So you want to make sure it's enough to go completely around the top of your lantern swag. And you want to kind of be generous because some people might have an issue with it being just short enough. They can always cut it off if it's obviously way too long for them. So.
Yep. Andrew said you could use it on a mantle decor as well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So you guys are already like thinking outside of the box. So what you're going to do is you're going to come back here into this big base that you built here, and you're going to actually put your wire right into the top part because that's what's going to affix to the top, and my fingers are in the way, otherwise I'd bring it down a little lower because it would be down here. That's what's going to attach everything to our lantern swag. So I'm going to take this. This is where you're going to have to refluff your bow a couple times when you're demoing. So I'm trying to bite off a really big chunk of all that floral. I'm trying to get my finger under there so that I can run my wire underneath, because all that stuff is zip tied together. So we're going to go ahead and get to where we have about half. Remember, I was way generous. And then you're going to do a couple twists so that that creates a base for your wire. This is wire that can be folded down if, see, there goes my bow, if they're going to use it for something else, they can just tuck the wire underneath and go, oh look, quick table decor. And then people think, oh, how gorgeous that is. Did you buy that? Did you make that? And you're like, no, I just took it off my lantern. So now, remember, we want to make sure our door, we're not affixing it to the door side if your lantern has a door, and that our handle is on the opposite side. You don't want to attach it this way because then we can't utilize the handle. So make sure it's out of the way. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to bring this up. It's going to kind of look wonky until you get it on there. And then we're going to twist a couple times. And then I'm going to trim some of this off because I left it way long. And you can just bring this back to the front. And then this is where you get to do all your final fluffing. So this is where you're going to take your ribbon on the side and you're going to fill the gap. So you're going to pull all that ribbon in and around the lantern. This is where you can, you know, have your ribbons kind of hang off to the side.
And you can even bend the whole pix a little
Oh yeah,
bit.
you can totally take, because it's all wired, right? This is what Steve normally does, is you can arc it. So if you want to have it kind of just...
Yep.
And remember, all of our flowers are all on wires. So this is where we can take them and start bringing them forward and making them more 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Take your...
Yeah, you can have the leaves kind of go around the top.
Yep.
So you don't really see the wire. Bev, that's a good idea too. She says I attached hers with ribbon. So you could put a bow on the end behind it, which would look great.
Yep.
And Kat could do that too. You can basically tie a bow on the top on the cupola piece.
What, up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked my lantern because it had so many fun little
Got a lot of
Character.
embellishments on it. Yeah.
character. So you're fluffing. This is where you take your bottom, and you don't want your flowers to be flat. So you want to take some and pull them. Sorry, I'm doing it this way. You want to take them and pull some to the side. Let them wrap around the bottom, just like this. You can wrap your leaves around. You can take your little flowers.
Oh, Peggy, we're praying for your friend. She said just got her friend back from the hospital and settled in for the night. So.
Oh, but at least she's home.
Yeah, at least she's home. We're praying for her.
Nothing feels greater than coming home.
Candace asked, what gauge wire is that?
22. So we're going to just flip and fluff and pull all that stuff around. And then this is where, remember all those embellishments I told you I was saving? This is now where, with the handy dandy glue gun, we can start filling in some of those not so pretty places. You might have an area where it just is really bare. So you can come in with,
I don't know, it looks awesome, sweetie.
I don't know, but you can have your little Pip Berries. So I'm going to add some Pip Berries to mine. And these are all getting glued in, and they get glued in into that big cluster in the center, so that you can have some little character with your Pip Berries, because I love Pip Berries for fall. So I'm just taking them, putting some glue on it, and I have my glue on low temperature. So I'm just fastening that right into the center of my floral. Some of these pieces are way short.
Yeah. Oh, Janet, awesome. She said just subscribe to your YouTube channel. Will this be on there also?
Yes, it will.
Yep. Either tonight or tomorrow morning we'll get it on there.
We try to get them uploaded as quick as possible, obviously for people to find it.
Yeah.
So I just like,
Every video we do on the public group, we will transfer over to YouTube.
yeah, that's our goal. Sometimes we get super busy. I mean, Mondays we try to get them up there. On well, Fridays are usually just our public group, so we can usually get them up before the weekend. So we're just adding a little bit of character. I think I have these. Let's see. I'm looking to see if I have something thick enough that I have cut off that might go all the way through this pumpkin. This is where it pays to almost save some of your wire in your picks, because depending upon what your pumpkins are made out of, this one seems like it's going to be thick. Take a skewer, and nope, this one, I don't know. Here we go. So I'm going to make my own little pick. So I'm going to glue and put that inside my pumpkin, and we're going to let him dry so we can add some of these super festive little pumpkins from these picks. Never fails, they put them right where the price tags are.
Terry Burns asked, how do you know when to use low or high temp glue for the glue sticks?
When you don't want to get burned. I always keep it on low, because then it's never severe enough burn. I will generally put it on high if I'm doing something totally last minute. But turn it on high to get it going.
That's right, yeah. Turn it on high just to get your glue temp up, and then turn it down to low.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll realize that you didn't do it when you, unfortunately, get glue on your finger because you weren't looking and it was running down a pick that you had. So I just like...
Jeff said this is gorgeous.
Thank you. And these do really, really well at craft fairs, because people always ask you if you're willing to sell the lantern with it. I need my medals.
So at craft fairs, if you wanted to, yes, you could sell the lantern with it. Obviously for much more.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely put that in there. I'm going to use my metal skewers because...
That one was more plastic.
Yeah, that one popped all the way through. Let's take this one off, because it's super cute with the little... It's like the part that you cut off, but I'm like turning it into a stem. But it's foam, believe it or not, on the inside. But you want to put your pick in it, but not so much that...
It goes all the way through.
Yes, thank you for that, for reminding me of that.
Kim said very pretty color combination, floral choices.
Thanks, Kim.
Sheila, yes, she is also. She said, I love how organized and neat your work area is. It makes it easier to focus on what you're doing.
Okay,
I'm a little OCD, LOL.
This so does not look as organized as I would like it to be. So let me take my skewer, put my skewer back. We're waiting for our pumpkins to dry so that we can add them.
That one should be dry.
Yeah, to the mix. So we're going to add some pumpkins to the top, the littler ones. So I'm going to kind of take these. I'll turn it around here in a second so you can see. Here's my little pumpkin.
Cindy, oh yeah, we all get it.
What's that?
She said 2nd degree burns on my left hand from a glue gun that I forgot to drop the temp on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got burned pretty good the other day. So it still happens. Happens to all of us.
It really does. So see, just adding those little pops of pumpkins makes it super cute. Let me see. I have one that we can add to the bottom. This one's way too small, but I think I can make him work. And then we're almost done, believe it or not. It's just a matter of getting that in and then finding something you can use as a pick. Just something, that's where saving some of your sticks can pay off big time by just...
Mary, that's a good idea. She said, I learned the hard way to keep ice on our craft table.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That would be good to keep a little, or a little like wet, cold sponge. That would be good.
So I'm going to add a little bit bigger pine cone, and I'm just going to glue that into the midst of a little hole I've created in my floral. Just like
so. Can you zoom in a little, Steve?
there you go. Yeah. And we should be ready to go with this one. So I'm going to tuck this into the bottom. And I'm working against gravity too, because it wants to droop.
Plus, Mike, you can turn your phone sideways.
Wow. Okay, so we're going here. We're just adding little touches like the, what do you call it, the acorns. I'm trying to keep all my little tags. We'll take this one off. And then we'll take that. Keeping tags, and then we'll add this one and we are done, believe it or not. So there you go. That's our lantern swag. Let me move this stuff over. There we go. Go up there. All these will go up there. Always good to save all of your leaves. You just never know. Hey, look, I have one more acorn. Because I had one at the bottom. And we'll go ahead and use this up. Otherwise it just gets so lost and I won't be able to find it.
Julie said stunning. Karen said gorgeous. Michelle, thank you. She said sharing the love.
Aw, thanks.
Cynthia said very nice. Kathy said wonderful.
So I'm trying to clean that up so you guys can actually see. So I only used, I think, 5 zip ties total. In times past, I would have used so many more. Because I just didn't know what to do, and I'm like, just start building. Just like stockpile, lay everything out on top of each other. And then you guys can see what this looks like. We'll move this
Yeah, they've got a good view.
to the side, and then,
Pull it to the center.
yeah, I will. You have to turn the luminary on
Right?
so that you can have that flickering candle. Remember to put your disclaimer in that no open flame on your lantern or on your outside lights or whatever. Make sure that you're using it in, you know, it's done this way as an artificial
Do you want me to turn
use.
off the...
You can. It might go way dark, but you can try. We have the overheads on.
We can see it from there too.
Okay. Giles is like, what are you doing? We're done. So yeah, this is exactly what you have created. So hopefully you guys found this valuable. It has so many purposes just besides the lantern swag. And like I said, you can just untwist it off the lantern, use it as that fall centerpiece, use it as a pillar. Some people even use it in lieu of a wreath. You know, if you have a very small door, like a more narrower door, like a 24-inch door, that's going to definitely, you know, appeal to everybody. So yeah, super simple. Twist on, twist off. Sounds like a commercial for something.
Yeah.
Twist on, twist off. All right, everybody. So Steve's going to flick that back on. You know, you can fill the bottom with whatever you want. You can put in some pumpkins at the bottom.
Pine cones, leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add some fun fall leaves to the mix, and that would just look gorgeous on your, like we take these and we put them on our fireplace mantle. Those are like the prominent piece, and then we have mantle garland and then mantle sconces. So yeah. What questions do you guys have that I can answer for you? We have one more tutorial tomorrow, and then that wraps up our 5-day or 7-day in a row wreath making creative tutorials.
Yeah.
So we are making a snowman tomorrow. So super, super fun snowman. He can go from Christmas all the way through winter.
Debbie asked earlier, did you use all of the same width ribbons? Yes.
Yeah.
All inch and a half.
All of them are all 1.5 inches. And knowing that I had a very small space, these were all the ribbons that I used. So all 1.5 inches. And then, like I said, just doing that crazy look, longer loop, shorter loop, longer tail, shorter tail. Then you can decide once you get it on there how you like it. You know, how you want your tails.
Teresa Allen, which is our pun gal, right?
Oh, yeah.
She said, I'm never disappointed when I watch your tutorials. It's just amazingly gorgeous.
Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.
Yeah.
Sherry said, just beautiful. I love doing lanterns.
I love doing lanterns too.
Janet said, I totally needed this tutorial. Thank you.
Well, hopefully I can't wait for you guys to share your pictures with what you are making, and if you guys want to partake.
Judy asked how much you sell this for. Obviously, without the lantern, how much would you sell it
Yeah,
for?
it has to be without the lantern, right? Because we can't ship with that. I'm trying to think. It fits in an 18, I want to say 18 by 18 inch box, so I'm always trying to calculate shipping. Maybe like 65 with shipping included.
Yeah, so that gets it probably about 40 to 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, between $35 and $40. It just depends. So not bad, considering the many uses you can have.
Yeah.
It's a very versatile piece. All right.
Sherry said, I think you should do a live every day. Love watching you.
Man, I would die
Yeah,
every day. I want to say thank you, first of all, to my amazing husband who faithfully, for the last 7 days, 6 days so far, 7 tomorrow, has volunteered to review your comments so that I can work and then you guys can watch. So thank you, Steve, for taking the time and doing that. I know it's a lot. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you do. You do a lot. You do a ton. So.
It's okay. That's why we're a team, right?
Yep.
Okay, everybody. Well, this will be up on my Etsy page probably tomorrow. It's a little too dark to take photos tonight, so I really would like to get them outside to do photos.
One last question.
Sure.
Linda Faith said, just wondering if and when you were going to show us how to do one of the pumpkins that you put a scene on a napkin on it.
Oh, the decoupage pumpkins?
Yeah. So
I'm waiting for my napkins to get here. I've ordered them, so I'm hoping those will be in by next week Sunday, and if so, it's probably going to be in my private group where we'll do decoupage pumpkins, because we try to do stuff that's completely outside of the norm. Like they've already done lantern swags, and I'll be showing the public group now how to do corner swags. So you can put them on like little mini cabinets. Like we have a cabinet there that is so small. I'm sure Steve's zooming in. I'll show you how to do corner swags. You can put them on mirrors. You could put them on short little entryways that you have where obviously larger garland is just going to be too big. So that is coming up soon. And then our tutorial on Friday in the public group is going to be another wreath on a budget, which means under $15 in materials to create something amazing. So be prepared for that. So I'm hoping I'll get all my other stuff. I already bought all my pumpkins, so I'm just waiting for my napkins to arrive. And then there you go. Okay.
Thanks,
Anything
gals.
else?
Yep, they said love you guys.
Love you
Thank
guys
you,
too.
gals.
Without you, it'd just be me and Steve making crazy stuff in my kitchen.
Yep, I just said thank you again for your valuable time. Sleep well tonight, you too.
We will.
And we are out.
Okay. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow at 6. So tomorrow says 6 for day 7 of 7. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.